Hello everyone, and welcome to the Huawei Datacom MWC Online. Today, I've come to the Huawei Data Center Network exhibition booth, and we've invited the Data Center Switch Senior Product Manager, Luo Jingang, to share with us some of his insights. Hello, Luo.
Hi, Sam. Hi, everyone.
So, what new products and solutions would you like to talk about with us today?
So today I want to introduce our end-to-end 400G data center solution.
400G, so at my home I've only got 500 megabytes.
Yeah, for sure. From the access point, maybe there's no 400G requirements. But you take data center, for example. Once we enter the mobile internet era with the smartphones, every day we introduce the pictures, videos, and even apps will generate a lot of data. And all this data will be stored in the data center. So from the several years ago, the server is a G connection, but till now, it's already 25G capacity for the server. And with the AI era, we have the AR or VR, and even the 5G will build the interconnect to everything. So they will introduce the traffic be double in every 18 months. So also from the market forecast, we can see the 100G server shipment, the CAGR will be 85%. So that means 100G network for data center is not enough. We need to upgrade to 400G.
So what unique advantages does Huawei's end-to-end 400G data center network have?
So for Huawei end-to-end 400 solution, we have three highlights. First is ultra-broadband. So our flagship Cloud Engine 16800 can support 48 times 400G card per slot, and this capacity is 5 times than industry, and it can support smooth evolution for next 10 years. And the second is the simplified architecture. So with our innovative chassis plus box architecture, we can simplify the full box architecture from 3 layers to 2 layers. So we can reduce more than 80% of the core node equipment, and the CapEx can be saved by 40% of our customer. And the last is the green.
Okay.
Yeah, for the we have introduced our cutting-edge technology for our power supply and the heat dissipation to reduce the power consumption per bit by 26%.
Okay.
And for the SFP side, we also do the innovation to reduce the power consumption by 18%.
Wow. I mean, all of these highlights are amazing, but could you talk a bit more in detail? So, for example, how exactly does Huawei get 48 by 400 GE per slot?
Yeah, that's a good question. So to break through the high-density 400G technology, we have used some cutting-edge material and algorithm. So we introduced the super power, super cooling, and the super fast technology to build the high-density 400G. Besides this, we also can support lossless and reliable features. So we take ultra-broadband first. In our chassis, one line card, we can support 48 times 400G, and we have 16 slots. So the whole capacity of the chassis is 5 times than our competitors, no matter 100G or 400G. And we can support smoothly evolution from the 10G to 400G. And the second is lossless. In tradition, the Ethernet is the best effort. But once we into the AI era, the new application, new service requires a zero packet loss. So we have embedded our AI chipset in our MPU card to analyze and to identify different applications with different bandwidth requirements. So they will use a deep neural network technology to make this mapping and real-time calculation to make sure there is a zero packet loss in the Ethernet and to improve the AI application performance by 27.5%. This is already tested by Tolly. And the last one, is reliable because all the traffic is carried by the data center switch in data center. So we designed all our key components by the 1+1 or N+1 redundancy. So we take the SFU, for example. We have the 4+1 mechanism in the SFUs. So if one card is failed, the traffic will be evenly distributed to other 5 cards. So the service will be not interrupted. And compared to the other products, so they have only 4 SFUs, and if one fail, they do not support the redundant. So the customer will lost the 25% of the total bandwidth, and this will cause of course, the money loss.
Yeah, of course. Okay, so I mean, we're talking about end-to-end 400G data center network. So we can't only be looking at switches here.
Yeah, sure. So besides the switch, we also can provide end-to-end the fully series of the SLPs for the interconnection between different devices. So you can see from the inside the data center, we have the 100 meter and 2 kilometer length SLPs. And for DCI and for different ports, we also can support from 10 kilometer to 80 kilometer different scenarios. So this is, you can see, why is the only vendor can provide a fully scenario of the 400 SLP. And besides the full scenarios, we also do the innovation on the low power consumption, because by our calculation, 80% of the power consumption is contributed by the SLPs. So we have introduced our silicon photonics technology to embed in our SLPs, and also our innovative multi-laser integrated chip to reduce traditional 25 chipset into 2. So this greatly reduce the SLP size by 70%. At the same time, we have reduced the chipset, so we can also reduce the power consumption by 80% compared to the industry level.
Okay.
So for the last one is the high performance, for sure. So compared to 100G, 400G we have introduced like the PAM4 or the coherent technology. So this have the new requirement for our OTSP chipset. So with our latest FinFET technology, our OTSP can increase 40% performance compared to other vendors.
Okay.
And for the software, we have innovated our enhanced FEC technology to enlarge our distance for the long distance SLPs from traditional 450 kilometers to 480 kilometers. And the last one is our OTSP chip can support the flex rate technology. This can do the auto modulation between the different bandwidths from 100 to 400G and the different modulation from the QPSK to 16 COM. So that means they can make the best balance between the distance and the capacity in our SLPs.
Okay, I mean, this is exciting stuff. There are some really cutting edge technologies at play here.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's not quite all. Is there anything else you want to talk to us about?
Yeah, sure. So besides the chassis switch and the SLPs, we also introduced our new box switch. So they can support 100G, 200G, and 400G access. And with our consumption module, we also can support 50G server access. So that means you buy one switch, you can support 3 generations of the server access. You do not need to swap the switch every 2 or 5 years, and you do not need to buy new products. So you just need to add a new license so this can protect our customer investment. And the second is, beside the switch, we also have the other type of switch. For example, 10G access, because not all the customers have the 25G or 100G server. So this is suitable for those customers. And also, this is for the optical module access. And some server even is electrical. So we also have the Cloud Engine 6881 for the electric port for the traditional Ethernet cable to do the access. So besides the switch, we also have the routers for data center interconnection and even the metro or backbone scenarios. So for our net engine, 8000 series, they can support also high density 400G like the 38 times 400G. And also they have embedded some new protocol like the SRv6. And also we have embedded some intelligent O&M technology like the iFit. So for the SLA commitment. So with all this equipment and technology and algorithm, so we can support different customers in different scenario for data center connection for 400G generation.
Okay, so I mean this looks like an incredibly complete end-to-end 400G data center solution. And I mean I think my major takeaways from this are the ultra-broadband. We're getting high density 400G, the lossless Ethernet, and also the reliability with the N+1 redundancy. I mean, am I missing anything there?
Yeah, and the full series of the SLP and other equipment like router.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you very much for sharing today, Luo.
Yeah, thanks, Sam. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. And if you would like to find out any more information, please do visit our official website, or you can contact one of our local Huawei sales offices. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.